are. There we go. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday evening. So happy to see you. We have an awesome show for you tonight on The Living Force. We are bringing in the voice of the show. That's right. The first voice that was ever heard on the Living Force airwaves has finally joined us. We're going to chat some High Republic, get a little Mando news, and there's a lot of surprises that Corey, Charles, Wes, and I know nothing about. So, Wes, I'm scared, but excited. So punch it. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Living Force podcast. I am so happy to see you. Happy Monday evening. I am one of your hosts, Eric Eilerson, and joining me tonight are a couple of my favorite people reunited once more. First off, we have the doctors, Dr. Corey Helton. Hey, buddy.
What is happening, my friend? Good to see you guys, as always, and the lovely special guest we have this week.
Of course. Oh, man. Great save. Great save. We all speaking of great saves because doctoring, we have Dr. Charles Hankel, who saves people.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Contrary to the common Star Wars theme, I have got a good feeling about this.
And he has a hat on this week. Look at that.
I do, and I've got a hat on.
You got a hat on? Man, we're unstoppable because of hats. I don't know. Wes is here, too. What's up, dude? We missed you last week.
What's up, guys? Happy to be back. I had a week off, and it was it was lonely, so I'm glad I'm back.
Aw, well, we're so glad to fix that. And just to make you even less lonely, we added another member to this show. That's right. We have Magical Matt Davenport. What's up?
What?
I'm trying to mimic that Corey pose from the intro.
Oh my God.
100% thought he was flicking us off as soon as he came on the screen. 100%. That was going to be it. He was going to come on, flick us off, hang up. That's the end of the call. Just like that.
Yeah, walk out. All the pain you put me through. No. Hi. How's everybody? How's everyone?
Oh, man.
Good.
Great,
Super
man.
good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so glad we get to get you on this show. We've been talking about getting you on here since the inception.
Well, I'd like to
essentially.
think in spirit I've been on every show, but
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely. For those of you that recognize Matt's voice, especially in audio, Matt does do the intro to every show. You edit the audio we send you every week, essentially create the product. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was kind of debating whether or not to do a live intro for this one. Yeah, that'd be something
we
we
can't-
could pull that off,
That
right?
would
Do
have
it
been
now.
Fantastic.
Too
Welcome to the Living Force podcast.
Excellent.
Woo!
Just got chills
hard
there a
to
little
beat.
bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are so happy to have you here. And of course, we're so happy to say hi to our friends in the chat. We have Jared, we got Cheryl, we got Spice Den, we got Jedi Murphy, we got Joxy, and we have me doing some pretty hardcore video lag. I'm sorry. I'm putting it on the internet. We'll see if it gets fixed. Who's to say?
Blame it on the new guy.
I will. It's because there's 5 of us. That's why. But as long as you can hear my audio.
Overloading
we're
the
good.
system.
That's right.
Exactly. So before we get into Matt's surprise, which actually, Matt, do you want to detail what I mean by your surprise on this show? Like, what did you
Sure.
pitch us?
So like about a month and a half ago when, we said, hey, I've got this night off. Usually I work evenings. And so, I'm usually sitting at a desk somewhere watching you guys. But I thought, I'm taking some time off. I'm taking a Monday off. Hey, maybe I'll come on the show and do a little something. So what I did was I came up with a game show. Now, if you've watched the Cantina of Comics, you will know that we like to do some fun things on there. And if you watch the last episode of Cantina of Comics, then if you watch the very end of it, then you kind of already have an idea of what we're going to do.
It's going to be...
I have an idea.
There's a lot.
And
Okay.
so we have a little bit of a game show, and there will be some ramifications from it. So on the last episode of the Cantina of Comics, we had I kind of collect things, as you can probably like most all Star Wars people, you collect something. And so I collect the Topps trading cards from, the old series and everything. And I've recently, about a year ago, I was in Vegas and came across a sealed pack of Topps trading cards.
Ooh.
And thought, oh, this is cool. It was Return of the Jedi. And it was
amazing.
No, I'm sorry, I take that back. It was the original Star Wars. It was the second run, the red border cards. They had Return of the Jedi ones there, but I passed on those. But it was the yellow one with Darth Vader on it, and it was $10. It's like they had a whole box of them. It's like, well, that's kind of cool. So I bought one because want to make sure that everybody else can get one too. And then that launched my collecting and finding and trying to get sealed packs of each of the series, of each of the movies. And I got up through Return of the Jedi. And on eBay, they had a pack of 4 because there's 4 different covers on those Return of the Jedi cards. And so what I did was I went to eBay, found a lot of 4 of them, got them, but one of them was opened. And it's like, no,
Scandalous.
I know, right? and so what we did was use that for the show. We completely opened it on Cantina of Comics, and I was looking at the cards and everything. And I said, oh, look, here's a stick of gum. 37 years old.
Oh my God.
So that's what you got us. You got us sticks of gum from 37 years.
Open. So I sent all of you.
That's right.
A little something in the mail.
We have.
And if you have
things
for our viewers too.
Mine is too bright.
Got
You
it.
can't
Yep.
see it.
Everybody look.
If you haven't opened them, go ahead and open them right now.
All right.
Oh man, it's happening.
Right.
It's happening now. We're doing
Yeah.
it.
You said if we haven't opened it, you don't trust
who
us.
opened
huh?
it?
Whoa.
One of us has opened it. I'm sure.
This is wild.
So,
Wow. Oh
so
my
those
God,
are
it
sealed
feels
packs.
so
So anyway, I had to go buy a lot more, and I ended up with some extras.
Holy smokes!
Wow, look
So-
at that.
This will factor.
Oh
this
my
will factor
God.
A little later into the show,
All
we'll
right.
have a little trivia contest, and
Oh my
the
God.
loser has to do something.
I can just
can't
imagine what it
wait.
is.
I hope it's not eat the gum because I got mine in the mail today, Matt. And it had some weird text on the envelope, like it had been lost, and they had it was like
you're a doctor.
kind of
You'll
returned
be
to December.
fine.
So I'm pretty sure if we're gonna eat it, mine is powder.
Come on,
So I'll just have to
You're a
snort
doctor.
it. So
What's
that'll
the
be
worst that
fine.
could happen?
That'll be fine. I'll just snort it. It was
Exactly.
snort some sugar from 37 years ago.
If you watch that episode of Cantina of Comics, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You had
Well-
a dust bomb in your mouth, did you not?
Exactly.
Yes, that's right.
Man, I'll tell you
Like
what,
eating
everyone.
a dirt clod.
If you're in the chat right now, this will make you stick around. If you're listening to the audio version and you've never watched the live show before, maybe it's the time to start.
That's right.
But before,
Should we open the little package or not?
no, you gotta wait.
Just hold
You
off
gotta wait.
because
Okay.
the loser will have to do something.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, okay.
If you're not a loser, then you get to keep it
Oh,
sealed.
We're all losers here, Matt. Let's be
All right,
honest.
we're all losers here.
You're all winners.
I'm a Funko Box opener.
You're a winner, baby.
We have a Star Wars
You're a winner.
podcast. I think it's pretty clear where we all are.
Well, before we get to that madness, wow, what a tease! We gotta start teasing our main parts of our show all the time. I want to talk about a couple Star Wars book things. Do some real things time to time. We did get some news this week, everyone, and I do want to hit that real quick before we get into our fun times with Matt. We got some reveals for the High Republic because, as we know, the High Republic is coming up in January. It remains possibly the most anticipated thing in the history of Star Wars publishing. And this week, number one, a lot of the authors got their special preview boxes. So if you're on Twitter, you follow the authors, a lot of them got these things that had like ARCs of Claudia Gray's novel, Justina Ireland's novel, Charles Soule's preview, some comics. It was really cool looking. So check that out. Joxy, thanks for resubscribing with your Amazon Prime token. We appreciate you. Also, over at StarWars.com, we got some character portraits of the Padawans. And y'all, I want to go through them really quick to see who we love. We got pictures of Buryaga, who is the Wookiee Padawan that we all love so much. We got Reith Silas, who is going to be the Padawan in Claudia Gray's novel. We got Lula Telisola, who is from Daniel Jose Older's comic from IDW. We got Belle Zettifar, who is going to be the Padawan of Loden Greatstorm from Light of the Jedi. Y'all, what are your initial thoughts on these new character portraits that we're getting. It seems like we're getting a lot of art from the High Republic, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean they look pretty sweet. I pulled them up here on the screen so we can all kind of see them together there. I believe. Yep, it looks pretty good. Yeah, these look pretty neat. I'm so pleased with these. With like the color schemes and stuff, you know what I mean. Like it's it's lots of golds and sort of tans and like it looks. I know they promise like kind of Knights of the. I wonder if I can full screen it. Yeah, there we go. They kind of promise like Knights of the Round Table kind of looks, and that is like definitely what this looks like to me. Like they look sick.
It's the tabards for me. Like they literally have like knight tabards.
Yeah, and I like their belts.
Do we know anything about these belts? Because it always matches their saber color.
Yeah, it does. I just
I didn't even notice that.
Almost like Houses of Hogwarts or something.
Yeah, right.
Well, your lightsaber is your karate level. So you got blue belts, green belts.
I don't care what color belt this Wookiee has. He could kick my butt. Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's cool too because maybe they'll get into more saber lore stuff because I feel like with every new thing we get more info about kyber crystals and things like that. I would freaking love that. I gotta say though, Bel Zettifar and this like, I forgot the animal already, but it has a name.
Murder dog.
Amber.
Dragon
His
dog.
name is Amber.
is Ember, right? Her
right.
name's Ember.
Goes by the nickname Satan.
We have a Satan dog and this awesome Jedi with a green lightsaber who is the Padawan of Loden Greatstorm, who already has the best name in history of Star Wars. Like, how is Light of the Jedi not going to be overwhelmed by their awesomeness?
I have no idea. I mean, I have to say too that like everybody's costumes are like a little more. I don't know what the word would be like kind of extravagant, I guess, than we're sort of used to from Jedi, right? Like there's they're a little more flashy with the colors and the golds and stuff. I like it. I like it, but it'll be interesting if any of that comes
sorry.
up.
Thank you. Over in the chat, our very own Jonathan Turtis over in the chat.
Not
on his
Murder
phone
Dog?
Charhound. Murder dog, I think, is the other way to say
A
it.
subspecies, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, why they passed on Furiyama and called him Buryaga? I don't know.
Yeah, they
Buryaga.
didn't give Buryaga any boots.
Lost opportunity.
Yeah, well, also, I think most importantly, I believe Charles Soule and a couple other people were talking about this. Kevin Scott, I think. We've now confirmed Chewie is a nudist, guys.
He wears no clothes.
This is now a Wookiee in clothes.
There's a bandolier and that's it.
Man, that's
He likes to party.
that's pretty dark.
But everyone, if you're listening and you didn't get a chance to see these yet, head over to StarWars.com and their High Republic section of the site. It's an awesome site. It has all the stuff you need. And this article was beautiful. Guys, another thing I'm going to talk about real quick is this is kind of a big week in Star Wars, I'd gather to say, because there's this little indie project that's getting released on Friday. Which is the second season of The Mandalorian. Like, gotta get a sound designer on the
That's
show.
pretty
I love
spot on.
It is.
Guys, this is happening. Like, if you're
I know.
listening to this episode on the regular feed, you've probably already watched the premiere.
Wow, that's a good point. It hasn't.
It's true.
It hasn't like set. I'm not like it hasn't sit with me yet. It hasn't like.
It went until 5 a.m. on Friday when we all watch it.
I know. It's like yeah, we're getting it, but it feels a little surreal. I don't know. These premieres tend to really sneak up on you. It seems like.
Yeah. It is like I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm a little tired, and then I'll turn it on, and the second that theme comes on, I'll be like, oh my god, they did it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
maybe 2020 has just trained me that like I can't have anything nice,
That's
so I
right.
won't believe it until I've actually watched it.
That's a good way to live.
Now, do we
It
know
is.
for sure it's releasing at midnight?
Wow.
I've heard because
Not-
last year, if you remember last season, Disney Plus dropped everything at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Mountain Time.
Yeah, so it's like East or it was like 3.
So
it was
like 5
midnight
a.m.
Pacific or
Eastern.
something? Yeah, that's right.
It was like middle of the night. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'll stay up and watch it.
Right.
But I've heard a lot of people say it's midnight, but I haven't heard anything official.
No,
about
they
when it's
didn't
dropping.
actually confirm that last year either. Everyone just had all the speculation, and then it happened, and we all watched it like kind of on that timeline. I
Yeah.
think the first night, a whole lot of people stayed up, and it was all over the internet after the fact. So like they just assumed that it was going to be. Because I remember the second week, a whole bunch of people were thinking about staying up late on the Utini team, and there was a big conversation about, do we know what time is it dropping? Is that actually happening? Like it happened at this time yesterday. Let's see if it happens again tonight. So I remember that kind of happening and stuff, but. Did you guys have any kind of interesting little traditions or anything you did that you're going to kind of carry forward?
When the first season of Mandalorian came out, I was still working at the school, so I had to be at work at 7 a.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I would always watch The Mandalorian between 4:30 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I had time to like take the dog out and do all my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna get up that early, but I am definitely gonna continue the tradition of like watching with Charlie before work on Friday.
Yeah.
Like I don't wait till lunch break. I don't wait till after, like by the virtue of this Twitter and Slack community and
Oh, no.
Discord and everything. Like
You have to
I gotta be part of the early rush.
That's right. Yeah, I think I would do the same thing. That's what me and Caitlin did. I mean, it was like pretty cold in the wintertime. Didn't it come out in like November last year? I feel like. I think it was November.
Yeah, something like that.
Or something.
Sure.
It was pretty cold here by
Sure.
that time. So we'd light a fire in the fire, and we have a gas fireplace. We'd light a fire and get up. It used to be dark outside and watch it together before work, and it was a ton of fun. And one day we had a snow day, and like they canceled clinic because of it. So it was like a real snow day, like a kid getting to stay home and watch Star Wars. It was awesome. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Let's go around the horn. I want one thing. This can be confirmed. It can be unconfirmed. One thing you're most excited for about the new season. Matt, let's start with you.
Baby Yoda has a twin.
Well, we got this covered. We told you
Baby
Yoda.
first.
They
Baby
surprised us
Yoda,
with
man.
one Baby Yoda. They'll surprise us. I'm just looking for a big surprise because the two like real trailers that we've seen so far has shown us some scenes and stuff. But if you remember for the first season, everything leading up to it, from Celebration into the trailers, they never showed us what everybody was talking about, and that was the child.
Yeah.
And so I
Right,
think they've got
right.
something in their hip pocket that has been under wraps. The crew is tight-lipped mum on it. That's just going to
Yeah,
blow us away.
exactly.
I'm expecting Ahsoka in the first episode.
Oh wow.
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 That's
Okay.
what I'm doing. As much
All
of
right.
a Boba Fett fan I am, I really want Timothy Oliphant to be playing Boba Fett,
Mhm.
because I think if you watch Justified, we just finished up Justified actually, that he was on, which takes place in Tennessee. How about that?
That's right.
And doesn't paint Tennessee in too good of a light.
Those are probably my neighbors.
I'll say neither does Corey. It's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
That's why I moved here.
Aside from seeing Ahsoka in the first episode, I really want to see Timothy Oliphant as either the guy who steals Boba Fett's armor.
Cobb Vanth.
You're right, like corn on the cob Vance.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
All right. I love that. Corey, what about you, man?
I mean, I'm right there with Matt. Like, if I remember correctly, a lot of the trailer material from last year too was also from the first episode. So, like, by the time
Yeah, the first 2 episodes.
by the
got,
time we
nothing.
finished the first 2 episodes, it was like literally every single second felt like totally brand new. So, like, I mean, I really like how tight-lipped everybody is about it. So, I mean, I don't know that I'm super excited for anything. And I also don't want to put all my eggs in one basket as far as like any of the big rumors of like Ahsoka as a live action character, things like that. Yes, I would absolutely love to see that. If they go there, I will not be surprised if they go there like Matt said at episode 1, because like that's when we got the child. That was like such a mind-blowing moment. So I think I could see it. It's got to be, oh man, the stakes are so high with that though. Taking an animated character and making him live action, I'm kind of afraid to think about it too much, if I'm being honest.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Wes, what about you?
I'm kind of interested to hear. I'm very interested to hear about how Moff Gideon obtained the Darksaber
Oh
from
yeah, oh, man, that's
either Bo-Katan or got it from somebody else, or
Ooh.
how he obtained it. I don't know. That's going to be super cool to find
Yeah,
out.
that'd be
If
sweet to
that's
go
even
into
in
it.
the season 2. They could wait and hold on to that for a while.
Oh, totally. Charles, thoughts?
All good answers here, but no one has said what my answer is. You heard it here first. The resurrection of Kuil, baby. He's coming back.
Oh,
He's too
Bringing
good
him
of a
back.
character. He's too good of a character. No, he's probably dead, guys. I hate to tell you, but I'd love to see him come back.
That would be
All right.
fun.
that would be
They
cool.
may have paid Nick Nolte way too much money. They have to have him go, or they banked a bunch of
Kuil Force Ghost.
voices.
Let's do it.
Could you read a bunch of
Yeah.
these lines from the paper? And
I agree with all these. I think are great. I think that for me, it's going to be the slightly increased budget. Means I think we're going to get a lot more like ship battles. Like we already know we're seeing X-wings. Anytime the Razor Crest is in flight, I'm all in. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Totally.
I'm excited to love the child again more because I'm not gonna lie. This last year, I've gotten kind of sick of the child
my
with
God.
the merchandise flow.
100%.
That being said,
100%.
I am whenever I watch the show, I'm like, oh my god, I love this character as a story character. So I'm excited to have that back because I feel like that's been ripped away. As I'm like, I don't need a child waffle maker. Okay, like everyone calm down. This was a legit thing on Mando Monday today. But regardless, this Friday, everyone tune in.
You know, before we move on, I got a little Katie Sackhoff story for you.
Ooh, yes, please.
Interesting.
So, you know, she did the voice in the animated series of Bo-Katan.
Mm-hmm.
And before this whole thing shut the country down, we went to a convention where Katie was at and got to talk to her for a little bit. And she did not have any, you know, how, you know, the actors will sign a picture, you buy a 8x10 or whatever, and they'll sign it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked if she had any Bo-Katan pictures because I didn't see any on the table. And she kind of smiled at me and said, well, Lucasfilm isn't letting me sign any animated pictures.
Oh,
Now, take that for what you will.
Interesting.
But
hey, Meg, breathe, Meg, breathe.
But I took that and at that time it was like, you know, we had no idea that there were going to be, you know, other Mandalorians in. We just thought it was going to be the one, let alone Death Watch.
Right.
And so now that the rumor has been that there's going to be a live action Bo-Katan, it kind of makes sense.
Right. Now, was there any real credit? We talked about this last week when all those kind of rumors dropped and we had a couple moments of sort of being pissed off about clickbaity sites posting dumb crap, but did any real credibility come out of any of that stuff last week? Yeah. Okay.
Nothing more than the normals.
Rumor
but
and
like
speculation.
Yeah, rumor speculation is great because if it doesn't happen, then you're like, well, it was just rumors. And if it gets confirmed, they're like, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I didn't hear very many people call themselves genius last season. So
that's true. Well, I'll tell you what, everyone, regardless, if you've already watched the premiere, I hope you skipped to this point where you can just say,
you
wasn't that great?
wrong.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Regardless, though, stay tuned, though, because our Bounty Hunt recap show will be coming back.
Nice.
We'll talk about when we're going to record that. I'm sure 20 minutes before we do it. Corey, now, can I throw it to you real quick? We're going to talk about some major Patreon updates later in this show, but tell us about our new patrons and tease a couple things for us.
Yes. We do have a new patron this week. Zach E., thank you for joining the patron. Welcome to, thank you for becoming a patron. Thanks for joining the Patreon. Let's just make those complicated words
you nailed it.
Let's say them as frequently as we possibly can because that's not confusing at all. Yeah, man, thanks for coming on. We got a new one. Zach E. is his name. Became a $10 patron, I believe. So, we had that happen this week, and we also had Elizabeth Cloutier. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it looks like it should have a sort of a bit of a French accent on it. So I'm just going to say that she upped her Patreon amount too.
The French trader Elizabeth Cloutier.
Yes. Both of those guys have set us over a bit of a Patreon
milestone.
Goal. Yeah, we could call it a milestone,
maybe.
or a
stay tuned,
stay tuned. Some might call it a punishment, but we will talk about that later. Later at the show. Also, this week we have Night at the Opera happening. We're all going to get together and watch. All the $10 up patrons are going to get together and watch a bit of The Mandalorian. We're going to talk about that later as well. So hang around, and we'll tell you some Patreon updates.
Great. Next, we would usually go to the video for our patron of the week. But we do not have a video this week. We have a write-in from Adam, and he wanted us to read a couple things. So Timothy sent in some questions. Adam is from Troy, Ohio, the basement of Michigan. Thank you, sir. We asked him, how did he get into Star Wars? And he said, sorry, I started that horribly. He says,
I think that was like a...
Thanks for being a patron. I don't like your state. But Adam says, I first got into Star Wars when I was a kid. We'd have family movie nights, and one night my dad told me we were going to watch Star Wars. We went into our basement and watched the whole first trilogy in one weekend. From that moment on, I was hooked. I then found the prequels, and after that, I was kind of sad because I thought, well, that's it. There really isn't anything else in the universe. Then my dad told me about the books. He told me to start with Darth Plagueis. Brave dad. I loved it, and then I started a long process of reading every Star Wars book I could get my hands on. You know what? Matt Davenport, if you have the doc up, would you mind taking over with your melodious tones?
Well, certainly. I was going to save this for the book review. But,
it'll be there too.
Okay. If you want me to, I don't know how Adam sounds, so I'm going to give him the best voice I know how.
Great.
So here we go. The question is, what is your favorite Star Wars novel, series, comic, and why? And Adam says, my favorite Star Wars book would have to be the novelization of Solo, a Star Wars story. The movie was a wild ride, and the book added so much to the story. So, Adam, what is your favorite Star Wars film and why? My favorite Star Wars film is Solo because, for me, it has the most rewatchability. If you want a good Star Wars adventure with good characters and a fun time, put on Solo. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now, what made you decide to join Utini and support us on Patreon? I decided to join Utini and support you guys on Patreon because I found a group of people who love the Star Wars universe and the books as much as I did. I wanted to help provide a place for other fans like me to learn about the books and this wonderful universe. And what are you looking forward to in the upcoming Star Wars Utini content? I really want Corey Hilton to read No, wait, he didn't read that. Let me try it again. I have really enjoyed all of the Patreon shows, but what I'm looking forward to most is the return of Bounty Hunt. The Mandalorian is such a great show, and I'm glad that you guys cover it every week. And the final question. Do you have any questions for the hosts? Here you go. First, I want to say thank you guys for doing what you do and keeping up the great work. Now, on to my question. If you could be part of any Star Wars event in the Star Wars timeline, what event would that be? For example, I would love to be at the table where Han Solo and Lando Calrissian play Sabak for the Millennium Falcon. The event could be in the movies, TV shows, or any of the books. It's your choice.
That's a great question.
It is a great question. Corey, vamp for a bit because you broke my video stream.
I think I may have fixed it, so we'll come back. Let's see here. Is it?
So anyway, though,
while we're waiting on that, I
definitely
just want to take a quick second, Matt. I want you to know that you've actually become the small voice inside of my head. Like you are my conscience now.
You will go get me a Snickers bar.
Going back to that question, if I was part of any event in Star Wars, I would want to be at the Cantina in Episode 4 because I'm currently reading Tales from the Cantina, and every time they rehash the exact same event like 20 different times,
different perspectives.
Yeah, from different perspectives, and I'm just like, well, where would I be? Like, well, I'd probably be piss hammered in the corner and trying to figure out.
You wouldn't want to be too close to Dr. Evasian, though, like standing right next to him.
Absolutely
true.
And staying away from those stormtroopers. But yeah, that's where I'd want to be. What about you guys?
The Cantina is pretty hard to beat, honestly. Like,
that's true.
I'm not sure that I could pick somewhere better to be. I mean, that scene is still so iconic, even with all of the, like all the aliens in the background and stuff. Like, that was so revolutionary at the time because like there had not really been any aliens up to that point in the film, and it was like, wow, we're suddenly in a really big galaxy. So big fan of
Alien Overload.
Yeah, big fan of the
right?
aliens.
I'm gonna pick one from the books. I'm still not video wise, but that's fine. I'm gonna talk to you guys anyway because I love you. An event. I'm gonna pick one from Queen's Peril. I want to go to that boy band concert they went to. That just sounds like a great time. Yeah, what was that band called again?
Neurotransmitter, right?
Yes,
Neurotransmitter affection.
Neurotransmitter affection.
Be sure to stop by the merch table.
That's right.
I just want to go to a concert. I'm a simple man.
We're just like a bunch of party animals, I think, just based off of these answers. And my answer is actually the Freedom Day Parade at the end of the Phantom Menace because I want to party with some Gungans. You know what
that's
I
good.
mean? That looked
That's
like
pretty
such a good time.
I like that a lot. Well,
I know one place I wouldn't want to be. Alderaan.
Oh,
Too soon?
oh,
Still too
Now,
soon.
why you gotta hit
Too
me?
soon.
It
hard?
hurts.
I don't know. I think I'd like to hang out, not for a particular event, just to hang out on Bespin. It's, looked like a beautiful place. You're up in the clouds.
I can dig that.
All the ice cream makers you could have,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah, I think. I gotta say though, even though later on it gets less corporeal than it used to be, Alderaan
Right.
as a whole would be lovely to be on.
It
But-
looked beautiful for the 5 seconds we saw it on screen.
That it did.
From a
But nothing was more
distance.
beautiful, I gotta say, than the support of Adam and the rest of our patrons. Boom, nailed it, smooth. So thank you to Adam and to everyone else supporting us. And keep an eye out if you're on Patreon, because you may be our next patron of the week.
Woohoo!
All right. Now, Charles, can you intro our one and only book review we're gonna have, because we're gonna put Matt to work one more time before we have some fun.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, yeah. So y'all, we love reading the book reviews that y'all send in, and it just so happens that this week you sent one in on one of our favorite books. So without further ado, I will hand it off to Matt to let us know what Captain Holly Short had to say.
All right. Thank you, Captain Holly Short, for writing this. This is the Revenge of the Sith novelization. And Captain Holly Short gives it 5 stars. The best Star Wars book. 5 stars. 6 stars. 10 stars. 10,000 stars. Every star in the galaxy. This book is a masterpiece. It is by far the best Star Wars book I have ever read. I knew every single G-damned plot point, and I sobbed multiple times. Now, like most Star Wars fans, my opinion of the prequels has changed over the years. The joy of my childhood gave way to mockery in adolescence. I've been there. And now, as an adult on the other side of the Clone Wars and the sequel trilogy, I have mixed feelings. Generally, I consider Episode 3 to be a bad Star Wars movie that was almost good. This book makes it spectacular. It gives you the nuance. It lets you understand how Anakin became Darth Vader. It doesn't duck the hard stuff. It explains the politics. I love Star Wars politics. It does what the movie didn't do. It fills in the details and gives good plot depth. Now, know that the book is Legends. It mirrors canon closely. After all, it is the novelization of the movie, but there are small things missing. The beauty is those details don't really take away the story, only enhances it. Yes, the book lists Anakin's disillusion with the Council in terms of their distance and distrust, but if you stop reading before the period, you can easily add the events of the Clone Wars to the end of the sentence, and his feelings are even more understandable. Stover's writing is also on another level. It is not written the way any other Star Wars book is written. All the other books look through the eyes of the protagonists. Our heroes are made human or alien because the books are from their perspectives. Stover knows his characters are heroes, and he writes them as every inch of the legends that they are.
Excellent.
The end.
Wow.
All right, everyone. If you want your book review written, I am thrown. That was so good. If you want your review read by one of us losers, go ahead and leave a review on utini.com. Wow.
Or you can just email to me and I'll send them in to you.
There you go.
That Patreon perks. There we go. Matt will record your voicemails. I will say though, I think Matt, your reading of that review, the writing of that review, are both finally as good as that book deserves.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
finally nailed it.
Absolutely.
All right.
I
But as we said, Corey, go ahead.
was just gonna say I talked about some random person last week this past weekend at the wedding I went to asked me about a single Star Wars book recommendation, and this was it. Was the Revenge of the Sith novelization, particularly the audiobook, because they said they weren't huge readers. So, man, I love spitting out those recommendations for Revenge of the Sith, especially audiobooks, because they're so dang good. So. Check
It's
that
the
out if
go-to.
you haven't
The thing
already.
is, like, I always recommend Revenge of the Sith and Lost Stars, and they're like, now what? I'm like, well, there's other really good ones.
Revenge of the Sith again.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
But again, if you all want to review some books, head over to utini.com, find your book in the book profile, scroll down, leave a star review. We'd love to read it on the show. Now, I believe we have a quick merch ad we're going to pull up real quick, and then when we get back, we are in Matt's hands. We
Oh,
got
man.
some old cards and bubble gum, and we'll see what happens. See you in a second.
I will be playing Lego Star Wars. I'm gonna die again because I'm scolding you right now. Nothing's happening. Oh! Okay, well now something happened. Oh. Okay. It wasn't lined up to the centimeter. My bad. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Hey, I made that. You can't take it. Aw, that's messed up. Stomp on them. Stomp on them till they die.
Inside.
Yeah, it did. Oh, great.
I
great
can't
Heather.
hear that. The screen goes away and you can still hear her talking. I can't. It makes me crack up every time I watch it.
It's so good. Yes, so that was an ad for Heather on Utini Game Night, which is taking a hiatus this week because of another event we will be talking about later in the episode. But that has been one of the most fun things. And a huge shout out to Wes, dude. You have been coordinating a lot of that lately, and it's been so freaking fun.
Yeah, totally has.
Thanks, man. It's fun to see everybody get together and just relax for a
Yeah,
second,
I
you
know.
know, with everything
Yeah.
going on in 2020. This is
Yeah.
it's something to just have fun, forget about it all, and be on camera and say funny things. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Yeah. Oh, I do. And we'll be playing more. I'm sure more Star Wars Squadrons later. We did a couple streams of those I know a lot of folks have been playing that. And today they just announced that it's going to be getting Mandalorian cosmetics in the cockpit.
That's right.
Oh.
So
I saw
you
that.
can crash with Baby Yoda in your cockpit now.
That's right.
All right.
But Eric won't.
Does he just gonna like
I won't.
randomly flip all your levers while you're flying around?
Oh my God, that'd
That's
be great if it just reaches over and changes your shields.
Shields down.
Baby Yoda, no!
All right, we've left you all on the hook long enough. Matt,
Oh,
this show
yes.
is now in your more than
The
capable hands.
Quizmaster has entered the building. So last week you guys had Jake Ruddle on, and Jake Ruddle talked a lot about the comics, and so I thought, well, what would be really cool is to have a comic book trivia contest.
Oh my God.
Now, before you all like go, no, I don't know anything about the
Corey's
comics.
face
I'll
just
eat the
shrunk.
gum right now, Matt. All right, I'll eat it right now.
Corey, just shut off his video. No. This is a little bit different spin. This is something that everybody can participate in. You don't have to have exact knowledge of every single Dark Horse, Marvel, classic, legend, canon, whatever. Because we're going to play, I don't know, you guys ever watch the game show Card Sharks?
I have not seen.
I don't
Card
think
Sharks.
so.
So they pull up a card, and it's, it's one of the, it's a poker card, and let's say it's a 6. And then you have to guess the next card. Is it a higher or is it a lower than 6?
I see.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's kind of the premise of this game. We're calling it Higher Lower, and it's something that we're going to be in, I guess you say, in a week and a half on Cantina of Comics, starting up with like Star Wars antiques and how much we paid for them. And
Oh,
is it
okay.
higher than this? or lower than this?
okay.
And so
Fantastic.
what I've done is I've researched 20 different Star Wars comics, and this does entail Marvel and Dark Horse.
Okay.
Cool,
And I've gone to a very reputable site called comicspriceguide.com.
Ooh, very
along with
reputable,
some
yes.
along with some eBay sales. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a comic book, and I'm going to describe why it's significant,
Okay.
and then I'm going to give you a price. And then all you have to do is say, is the actual price higher or lower than the price that I give you?
Oh
You
my
get it
God,
correct?
this is
All right.
great because it incorporates Corey's favorite thing, Star Wars
That's
and
about,
money.
I was about to say, like,
And money.
this is no longer about comics. Now it's just about money. So I'm in. I'm all in,
That's all-
baby.
Yeah. And then for everyone you get correct, you get a point. The person with the lowest amount of points at the end of the 20 comics
Gets money.
has to eat the gum.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God, yes.
All right,
Okay.
just
Oh
just
my
to
God.
just so all our bases are covered, Charles and I cannot give legal medical advice over the internet. All right?
You need to spit it out now.
All right,
Yeah.
37-year-old gum.
Oh my God.
Yes,
Deal.
it is. As my wife Christy from the Cantina Comics, she called it 50-year-old gum, which
Yeah.
kind of made me feel old because it's like, whoa. So yes,
Easy.
37-year-old
It's only a
gum.
brisk 37.
I definitely
This
need a
gum did not
reason to
age as
skip
well
work
as you
tomorrow.
have.
So let's do that.
All right, so let's go ahead and start off. We're going to start off with the very first. We're going to start off right at the beginning. We're going to start off with classic Marvel, Star Wars #1. 1977 was the year it came out, obviously.
Mhm.
Now, there are different pricing on the cover. And so depending on the price, depends on how valuable it is. And I'll explain as we move along. But this is for the original 30-cent version that came out in 1977. If you were to buy that comic today off the internet, it would cost you $100. Is it higher or lower?
Hmm.
Ooh, and are we going one at a time on
We
this, or
all
we each getting a
answer?
guess?
Just shout out your name and if it's
Ooh.
higher or lower. We'll start with Eric.
All right, I'm gonna say $100 higher.
Okay. Corey.
I also want to say higher.
Okay. Charles.
Not trying to make this not interesting, but it's got to be higher.
Okay. Wes.
It's got to be higher.
Okay. Good. Everybody gets a point.
Nice.
Yes.
It's currently valued, and these are, acceptable, not like if it's been upstairs or been in a moldy basement, if it's passable. $150.
Okay.
Whoa, that was
There you go.
closer than I
Nice.
thought.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody gets a point. Yay!
Yay!
You know,
points.
I have a handful of a couple of these from the same comic line. I was trying to look to see what numbers they were. I think they're all under 10, under issue number 10.
Issue
So
10?
I think
Okay.
I think I have like 7, maybe 7 through 10 or something like that. They're all in frames on my wall behind me. I can't
Oh,
remember
nice.
exactly what numbers they
Nice.
are.
Well, somebody's reading ahead in the notes because we happen to have one of those comics that'll be coming up a little bit later.
Oh, nice.
So
All right.
you get to find out how much it's worth.
Excellent.
All right. So let's move on to the second entry. And that is Star Wars issue number 1. So it's the same as the last one that we had. However, this one has a price of 35 cents on it because Marvel was just increasing their comics from 30 to 35 cents.
Ooh.
So this one had a limited run, 35 cents, and only 1,500 of these were printed.
Oh God.
And as of December 2016, only 195 of them are graded. Now, on all these comics, we're talking about ungraded. You can send them off and you can have them, put in a frame and graded,
Right.
and then that really increases the value.
All right.
So now we're going to take it around the horn. We've given you the price point of $3,500. Is
God,
that
right.
Star Wars number 1 higher or lower than $3,500?
Lower.
Lower.
It's got to be lower.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
lower.
be so sad.
Corey?
Yep, lower.
Corey's Charles?
Yeah, everything you said indicates it should be higher. Therefore, it is lower.
Wes, what about you?
I'm trying to win this game, so I say it's higher. It's definitely higher.
Okay.
Enjoy your gum, fellas.
You're the guy on The Price is Right that does the 1 penny.
$1.
above the last guy.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
that guy.
$3. Then he starts yelling and clapping really loud.
Yeah, good answer.
What do you
Good
mean?
answer.
What
Okay,
you
the
got?
actual price is $3,400.
There
Come
it
on,
is.
man.
There it
Enjoy
is.
your gum.
Therefore,
Wes.
I've watched a little GSN
Eric.
in my day.
Corey, Charles get a point. Wes, sorry, that's your first miss.
Yes.
Hell
All
for high
right.
regard.
Let's move on to Star Wars number 7, which is probably one of the ones that you have on your wall there, Corey.
Mhm.
This is from 1978. It's a 35-cent comic book, and it's the first non-movie story. And it pretty much took from Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai, 7 Against the Universe. So is it higher or lower than $40?
Ooh. I'm gonna get Corey in trouble with his wife and say higher.
Okay.
I'm going last.
Okay, Charles.
Well, could you know?
I don't know.
I think that this is higher.
Okay, Wes.
Lower.
Okay,
Gum,
Corey,
gum,
we're coming
gum,
back to
gum.
you.
I am also going to say lower.
Okay, the
That was
actual
quick.
price
That was really
is
quick.
$50
Ah!
higher.
Oh!
Yes.
Eric and Charles get a point. Corey and Wes do not.
I will have you know that I bought this stack of comics for less than $100 on eBay. So apparently, I got a good deal.
Why is that statement not directed towards us but somebody else?
That's right.
Okay, let's move on to Star Wars number 16. Now, this was in 1978. I don't know if you guys have been following the Bounty Hunter line that just came out from Marvel, but they picked up with the Hunter Valance, and they've brought him into canon. So, from 1978, this is the very first appearance of the Hunter Valance. Now, keep in consideration, he's now a canon character. Is it higher or lower than $50? Eric.
Lower.
Okay.
I'm going to say
Corey.
lower also.
Charles
Lower.
and Wes.
Man. I mean, it's easy to say lower, right? So I guess I'll say lower this time. Just this time.
Okay. You all get a point. It is lower.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
$15.
I'm really on the cusp of every one of these things. Like, it can't be that easy, right? It's got to be the other answer.
All right, let's move on to Star Wars issue number 39. This is the first issue of the Empire Strikes Back six-issue series
Ooh.
from 1980. So is it higher or lower than $17?
The higher.
Okay. Corey,
I'm gonna say lower.
higher or lower than 17?
I'm gonna say lower.
Okay. Charles?
17 is a weird number, Matt.
It is, isn't it?
I'm gonna say higher.
Okay. And finally, Wes.
Lower.
Okay. The actual price is $15.
No.
Therefore, Corey and Wes get a point.
Yeah, back in the mix.
Oh God.
Still one behind, I think.
I want
right.
Corey to snort that gum.
Now we're going to Star Wars 42. This is continuing in the Empire Strikes Back series, and this is the first appearance of the bounty hunters.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is it higher or lower than $90? Eric.
Wow. Oh God.
What was the clue? This is the first appearance
First
of the
appearance of
bounty.
the
Of the bounty
hunters.
hunters. So the scene where they're on the executor
Oh,
talking to
yeah.
Darth Vader.
Oh,
I was
okay.
so
So-
ready to say higher, but not 90. You bastard. Lower.
Remember, the first issue was $15.
That's right.
That's right. Lower. I'm gonna say lower.
Okay. Corey.
It's a,
Feels like a trap,
it's
though.
a trick question. I'm going higher.
It's a trap.
That's right. It's a trap. Higher. Higher.
Higher. Okay. Charles.
No, if like number one of the original Star Wars was 150, I gotta say lower.
Listen, this
Okay.
comics pricing is complicated. We've already figured that out so far.
Wes, what is your answer?
I'm gonna say higher, Bob.
Okay. All right. 2 of you are correct. 2 of you are incorrect because it was indeed $100.
Yeah!
That issue.
Yeah.
Hope you like the taste of the 1970s, Eric.
It's gonna
It tastes
stick in my
oddly like
soul.
37-year-old bubblegum.
Yeah. Good luck trying to blow a bubble with this gum because it
Oh my
won't work.
God.
Okay,
All right.
moving on.
It's
Moving
probably
on
gonna give
quickly.
us
Star Wars
Ebola.
number 68. Now, this one had the iconic Boba Fett on the cover, but it turns out it wasn't really Boba Fett. It was a fake Mandalorian called Fen Shasa, which is actually what I took my gamer tag from.
Oh, yeah.
really?
Nice. Yeah.
Ben 101.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, this is also the first mention of the Mandalorian protectors.
Mhm.
And it did include one frame that showed Boba Fett as part of these Mandalorian protectors. Is this issue
Interesting.
higher or lower than $100?
This one sounds like it would be valuable.
Bitches love Boba Fett. All right. Higher.
Eric's going higher. Corey,
I'm also going higher.
Charles,
What was the fake Boba Fett's last name again?
Shisa.
That affects
I'm
the
pretty
dollar.
I'm pretty sure that's German for crap.
Scheiße.
So I'm saying lower.
Okay,
Nice.
Wow.
That's sound logic right there.
And I'm joining the higher crew. Higher.
Okay. Well, I guess Shisa also means Charles doesn't get a point.
Yeah.
It
I
is
know German.
$110.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Nice.
higher than 100. It's close, but
Man.
not quite.
Oh,
All right,
man.
here we go. Star Wars issue number 100. Kind of a monumental. It only made it to 107 issues. So this is a double-sized issue that came out in 1985. It has a beautiful painted cover. It's 100. Is it higher or lower than $50?
Ooh, I'm gonna say lower, but I'll get my reasoning later because I don't want to
Okay.
influence you guys.
Corey,
I want to say lower as well.
he wants to say, but does he really say it? Charles, higher or lower than 50?
Yeah, I think
Like
lower.
an auctioneer. Okay. Wes,
Lower.
you are all correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
$20 for that one.
Okay,
Now, what's
yeah,
your
I feel
what's
like-
your reasoning for that, Eric?
I think with issue 100, they made it double sized and they probably printed a lot of them
Okay.
because they're like they wanted people to like collect them and stuff. But because it only made it to 107, it didn't have enough issues afterwards for people to go back and get it.
I see.
That's pretty sound.
That's an
That's
interesting
pretty
theory.
sound.
Yeah.
That is a
All
good
right.
theory.
We are now talking about the final issue, issue number 107 that came out in 1986. Is it higher or lower than $50? Eric.
Higher.
Okay. Corey.
I will. It's 107. Is that what you said?
Yep. Now remember that this is the issue that they canceled everything on because of
I'm
low
gonna
sales.
say I'm gonna say higher.
Okay. Charles
Yeah, higher.
and Wes.
Higher than 50?
Higher than 50.
Higher.
Okay.
Higher.
You all get a point.
Nice.
Yes.
$62 for that final issue.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
wow. I was thinking
Yeah.
more
Alright.
than that.
Now,
Okay, we've-
Matt, you're the comic guy. What was the gap of time between that last issue 107 and then the next round of comics? It was still Marvel for a little while there, wasn't it?
It was 5 years.
Okay.
It was
Dark
the
Horse.
end of the Marvel run, and then Dark Horse picked up the license in 1991,
Uh-huh.
and that's when they came out with Dark Empire.
Yes. And Dark Horse
Wow,
had the license for a significant amount of time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until the Disney purchase.
Yeah.
So
okay,
2015,
That's
Star
what I
Wars
thought.
number
That's
one.
what I thought.
So now we are moving into the Dark Horse comics. Here we
Right.
are. Question number 12,
Mhm.
and this is the very first issue from Dark Horse, Star Wars Dark Empire #1 that came out in 1991. Is it higher or lower than $50?
Ooh, higher. Legends people love paying lots of money for stuff.
Okay, Corey,
Higher.
I'm going lower.
going lower. Charles
I think higher.
and Wes. $50.
Higher than 50.
Okay, if you were to go out and try and buy this, it would cost you $7.
$7.
7?
$7.
I lost $43.
Hey, what's like, God, they got such a deal. I
I know.
only paid $48 for Star Wars number
Yeah.
one.
I actually
Oh my
got to
God.
meet Dave Dorman, who did the covers for those, and talked to him about how he had to keep quiet about painting these because it was supposed to
Oh,
be a
sure.
surprise
Uh-huh.
with the whole relaunch, I guess you'd
Right.
say.
Sure.
So it was pretty interesting.
Oh my
So-
gosh. That's
Is there?
cool.
I was thinking about this the other day, Eric, because I purchased the Marvel Unlimited subscription. It's not possible to read the Dark Horse comics anywhere, is there? Digitally? I don't think they're digital.
Yeah,
anywhere.
Comicsology.
Okay.
I think you'd have to do it on there because they got
Individually?
everybody.
I see
But
ads
not-
for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that a little more.
Okay,
Maybe
we're
Disney
now going
goes,
to move.
all right, we'll buy
Yeah.
Dark Horse next.
Exactly. We'll swallow you guys up. All right. So now we're sticking with the Dark Horse years. This is Star Wars number 17. It came out in 2000. So now this is the regular run of Star Wars comics, but this is the first appearance of Quinlan Voss.
Ooh.
Is it higher or lower than $25?
Ooh. Okay. Lower. I had a number in
Okay.
my head, I thought.
25.
Okay, Corey.
Interesting. Firstly, I had no idea that Quinlan Voss was that old of a character. That's pretty awesome to make it in those early Dark Horse issues.
Yeah.
Want to say $25? I want to say, God, that's probably pretty close. Actually, I'm gonna say lower.
Okay. Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Quinlan Voss, but I don't know if he would really drive the market up. So I'm going to say lower.
Okay. And Wes.
I'm also going to say lower.
Wow. This is the first one you all got wrong.
Ah, damn.
Fart.
$26.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. I thought that sounded like close
I thought
to
it
the
was like
valuation.
22.
I was pretty confident.
All right. So now we're going to move just a couple issues forward to Star Wars number 19, also released in 2000. This is the first appearance of Jedi Ayla Secura.
Ooh.
Higher or lower than $25?
Ooh. I think a lot of teenage boys bought a Star Wars comic with the Twi'lek on the cover.
Now,
Uh,
she, unlike Quinlan Voss, who just got a name drop, she actually got screen time.
Right,
That's
right.
true.
So higher or lower than $25?
Lower. I think there's a lot in circulation.
Okay.
Also gonna say lower.
Okay. And Charles
Trick question is lower.
and Wes.
Trick question, it's higher.
Okay. The actual price is $23.
Aha!
Eric, Corey, Charles gets a point.
Yes.
Wes does not.
What number question are we on? What was that? What number
All
was
right.
that?
That was number 15.
Okay.
Ooh, final
He's
stretch.
just asking how close are we to eating this gum?
Yeah, what's the tally at the
I'm
moment?
getting,
No,
I'm
no,
getting
no.
scared.
Okay.
if I need to start just mimicking y'all's answers, or I need to start just going opposite.
Yes. Look out in the field. You got to find our competitors.
Okay, tallying up right now, it's still pretty close. We have Corey in the lead with 10, Eric with 8, and Charles and Wes are tied with 7.
Okay.
Oh my
Correct
God,
answer.
I'm too close to this
Alright.
gum. I am very uncomfortable with how close I am.
Now, what happens if there's a tie between the two lowest?
Both gotta eat it.
Both gotta eat it.
They both
Go.
gotta eat.
Absolutely.
We will have medical. We'll have medical on standby.
Yeah, Charles, you're technically on call, right?
Nicole just got home, so there is another doctor in my apartment.
Might want to have those antitoxins on standby.
That's right. That's right.
Stims.
Okay.
Stims.
Just like in Fallout, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, now we're going to move into the Marvel years. This is as Disney
okay.
purchased Lucasfilm, and then they revamped everything. So I don't know if you remember the 8 bajillion covers they came out with issue number 1,
Yes.
Mhm.
there
but
were
we're going
so
to talk
many
about a couple
covers.
of those specific colors because they actually do hold some value.
Yeah.
But we're going to start with Star Wars issue number 1 that came out in 2015. This is just the regular cover. Is it higher or lower than $40? Eric.
I hope lower, because I feel like I sold it for much less than that a while back. So lower.
Soldiers? Okay.
I think so.
Corey.
Or-
Now,
or
we're-
is it
we're
my
talking
parents'
about the-
house? I don't know.
We're talking about the classic. It's like black, blue. It's got Luke on the front. He's
Right.
Yeah.
They're striking a
white.
pose. It's a white
Yeah.
background.
It's on the cover. It's like it's the graphic novel cover. It's the hardcover.
Right.
It's all the covers, right?
That's the one.
What was the price you said? $40.
$40.
I'm definitely gonna say lower.
Okay. Charles?
Lower, yeah. That one from '91 that was like issue number 1 was even less than that, I think. So I'm saying lower.
Okay. And Wes?
I'm going with the crowd. Lower.
Okay. Good call because
Thank
it
God.
would cost you $5.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
Okay.
I feel
Thank
like
God.
I feel like
Okay,
I've
good.
seen this comic a couple of times, like in comic shops, like with the normal
Yeah.
Star Wars comics.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's been around
Bundled with
since-
something else, like buy 5, get this comic book free.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Our next one is still issue number 1, but the cover is drawn by Alex Ross. And he kind of takes that classic,
Oh, yeah.
takes that classic Star Wars comic from 1977 and kind of makes it his own. Now, this was what they call a retailer incentive. So if, let's say, a retailer orders 200 comic books, they get one of these Alex Ross covers, and they can do with it what they want. They can display it, they can keep it, they can sell it. But if you were to buy it, would it cost you more or less than $100?
Holy crap.
I just looked this cover up too, and it is gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, it
Alex
is
Ross
beautiful.
is sublime.
really
I'm
want
gonna go more higher than 100. Higher than
Higher?
100.
Okay.
Because it's the
Corey,
incentive, yeah.
You said how many copies you got to buy? 200 or something? What did
you
you
got to
say?
buy 200 to get one of these.
Wow, that's pretty valuable. And comics are roughly $4 to $5 a piece, so that's a fairly significant investment by a comic shop. I'm going to say higher.
Okay. Charles.
Yeah, I don't know this guy by name, but he sounds pretty impressive, so higher.
Okay. And Wes.
I don't want to eat that gum, Charles, so I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go higher.
Okay. I see the strategy now. All you have to do is just make sure Charles doesn't miss one.
That's right.
Yeah. You don't have to be
Okay.
fastest, just faster than the next guy.
Exactly.
The Bears
Exactly.
chase, yeah.
So the actual price is $120.
Yeah.
So you all
All
get a
right.
point.
Sounds
You're safe.
about right.
Now
Status
here's the
quo.
last. Here's the last of the specialized covers. This one was painted by Joe Quesada, Mr. Marvel himself,
Mm-hmm.
and a variant cover. It's a retailer incentive of 1 in every 500 issues. So a retailer would have to order 500 issues to get one of these. Is it higher or lower than $400?
Mm.
Ooh.
This cover is also beautiful. And it wraps around, it looks like. That's pretty cool. You say 500?
400?
$400.
$400.
$400.
Lower.
Mm.
Okay. Eric says lower. Corey says
Shoot, I don't know. There's not a lot of comics, I feel like, for that price range. Like, once you get into, like, the several $100s for a single issue, it's like only ultra collectors are trying to find those. So I want to say higher.
okay. And
Yes.
Charles.
I'm having a mental breakdown. I'm gonna say higher.
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna
Wes.
say lower.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Okay, Eric and Wes get a point.
Yeah.
$350 for this
Dang
one.
it.
Oh my God,
350.
Wes, you're
It's
Now,
getting
Charles, I'm
Chris
just
is-
gonna answer everyone that you answer.
I know. I'm done for. I'm done for.
All right, here we go.
Oh
We're
my
moving on
God.
now to do you guys know the name John Tyler Christopher?
Yeah,
if you
because of
watched-
Cantina of Comics.
There you go.
Yes,
The last
uh-huh.
episode of Cantina of Comics, we featured his artwork. What he did, starting with issue number 1, he would paint a vintage action figure cover variant.
Oh yeah, those are
Every single
awesome.
book that came out. I mean, the limited runs, the special one-offs.
Yeah.
He just did a ton of them. And so while they're not retailer incentives per se, like a 200 to 1 or 500 to 1, they are a little bit more limited.
Right.
So we're gonna go with we're gonna talk some bounty hunters with this. We're gonna go the John Tyler Christopher action figure cover for Star Wars number 4. This one featured Bosk. Is it higher or lower than $50?
I think we have to go in reverse order now. I think Wes and Charles need to go first.
Oh,
Yep,
is that
I agree.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Higher and lower than $50?
$50.
Bosk.
With Bosk. I'm gonna go lower.
Okay, Charles.
How popular is Bosk? Did I name my leopard gecko after him as a child? Yes, I did. Does that have any
Amazing.
bearing on this question? I'm not so sure. I have to answer. I guess I have to answer the opposite of Wes. I think he's right, but for the sake of the game, I'm saying
Wow.
higher.
Okay, Eric.
50-50.
$50 for Bosk.
It's that variant cover too, right? This is
Yeah.
It's a
action
variant.
figure.
Lower.
Okay, and Corey.
Again, that $50 price mark is probably pretty close to the actual cost of the comic. So this is like one of those super tricky things. Like I want to say lower, also lower.
Okay. Well, it looks like we've got Eric, Corey, and Wes with a point. It was $40.
40
40.
bucks.
Right.
Now
All of
we're going to
those-
move to
All of those comics are pretty pricey. I've looked into
Yeah.
this before. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'll start collecting all these action figure comics. I'm like, no, I'm not.
nope.
Nope, I'm
Too
gonna
late to
build
get
an
started
addition at
now.
my
Yeah,
house.
that's right.
What
All
if
right.
instead?
So let's move to the Boba Fett action figure cover,
Oh,
Higher.
Just love Boba Fett.
or lower than this is the regular one. He also did, and it was an exclusive too. So you had to like go to his website to buy this.
Oh wow.
And-
Okay.
And he also had a black and white cover that is just an astronomical price now. But we're going to go higher or lower than $75 for the Boba Fett action figure cover.
You had to go to his site to buy it.
And on his site, it costs $25.
Okay.
But right
Okay.
now, it costs more
Something.
than $75.
Well, it could be
Something.
less.
Let's do that.
Probably not, though, because it is Boba Fett.
Can we do
Wes,
reverse
are you
order again?
saying? Yeah.
I'm saying higher. I'm saying higher.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Higher than 75. Charles.
Yeah, screw the game. I'm ready to eat some gum. It's higher.
Corey, how
Higher
about,
as well. Oh, sorry, Corey.
No, it's fine. I was also gonna say higher.
okay.
Yep.
And Eric.
I'll round it out higher, I think.
Nobody got a point on that one.
Oh man.
$65.
Oh,
That
We're
one.
so close every time.
Okay. We're down the home stretch. We have 2 questions left.
2 left.
It's
Let me
gotta,
tally up
it's gotta be
here.
pretty close between these two.
Oh my gosh, there's been a lead
Pretty sure-
change.
Oh,
I've got to be down
God.
by at least 2. So I'm just trying to get a friend right
We'll
now.
see.
So right now, Eric has 12, Corey has 13, Charles has 9, Wes has 11.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
There are
done.
2
for.
questions
I'm done
left.
for.
Well, not
You can
necessarily.
tie it up.
If you get the 2 right
He gets
and
them
Wes
wrong.
gets 2 wrong,
All
it'll be a
right.
tie. So we could have 2 people eating gum.
Ooh, hold it.
Trust your
Charles,
instincts,
Wes,
Wes.
do you guys have anything to write with next to you? Because what if you hold your
Yes.
answers up to the camera so you can't decide based on the other guy's answer?
Okay, all right. That can only help me, so I will agree to any rule changes.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. We're going with Darth Vader, issue number 3, and this is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Is it
Ooh.
higher or lower than $25?
Higher or lower than $25?
We'll start with the person in the lead. Corey, what do you think? Higher or lower than $25? First appearance of Dr. Aphra.
I want to say lower.
Okay. Eric.
I'm also gonna say lower, actually.
Okay. Charles.
Do we have to
I'm
hold
gonna
up our?
show
Yeah.
that I did.
Yeah.
I did write this down. Oh,
Okay.
wait, my camera's up here. It says lower. Can you
Says
see
lower
Yep.
than
Okay.
25.
Mine
Wes?
also says low.
Lower.
You are all incorrect.
Oh.
$26.
Oh,
$26
you-
For Dr. Aphra.
Oh my god.
That's surprising.
Come
It's like
on.
a quote unquote modern comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah,
how,
yeah.
Cool.
how has that changed recently, like with the audiobook and stuff. I
Ooh.
wonder how that's moving.
That's a good question.
It might
Hey,
be a hot property here the
Matt-
next time we do this. but-
Matt, you said a minute ago the black and white version of that Boba Fett comic was the astronomical price. How much is it? How much does it cost? You know?
Oh, not off the top of my head, no.
Interesting. I don't know either. I was hoping you would
But
know.
usually the sketch versions, and that's going to be our final question, is it has to do with what's called a sketch version.
Okay.
This one has no color on it, but it's what the artists will use as their proof.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're usually a little bit more than what you see is for the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do this one of two ways. Right now, no matter what happens, Charles is going to be eating some gum. Or we can go with this last question, wipe the slate clean, and have it all. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Ooh.
Wipe
Wanna
it
make it
clean, sudden
competitive?
death.
I know
Yeah,
Jeopardy.
Let's go,
You have to
let's
bet
go
the
crazy.
points you have
Double.
left.
double Jeopardy.
All right. I like
about this?
Yes.
So let's see. Eric has 12 points.
Mhm.
Corey has 13. Charles has 9. Wes has 11. I will let you, for the final question, wager how many points you want to risk on this last question.
Yeah, like trivia. Yeah. Like trivia
Okay.
trivia night.
Like double Jeopardy.
It's like Jeopardy, Corey. Jesus.
Oh
no.
God. Yeah. Okay.
You can't risk more points than you have, but it's close enough that somebody, if they get it wrong,
So basically,
dumb.
if everybody wagers like all their points except for me, and I don't wager it, then I'm
Don't talk
automatically
through the
in last
strategy.
place,
Just write
right?
down your number.
so write down how many points you wager.
Oh my god. Okay.
Someone cue the song. Cue the song. Can't give him too much time.
All right.
So let me know when you have your points.
I got
You
my
wanna
point.
wager?
I got
I'm
it.
ready. I'm ready.
I got it. I got it.
And then I'm going to give you the comic and the price, and then you write down if it's higher or lower.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
This is Vader Down limited series
Oh
number
my
1.
God.
Favorite.
This is a special variant cover drawn by Chip Zdarsky that shows
Ooh.
Darth Vader in a lightsaber duel with Jackson the Rabbit from
Oh my god.
the very
Oh,
first.
I've seen that cover.
Yep.
And this is the black and white cover. It's a retailer incentive.
Hmm.
A retailer would have to order 1,499
Holy
comics
Oh
to
my
get
God.
one of these comics.
I'm writing my answer down
Super-
before you say the number.
Higher and lower than $1.
Higher or lower than $3,250.
Holy crap. Oh my
Holy
god.
Shit.
Okay. Oh my God, it's great audio, but oh my God. Okay.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay,
God,
so
I'm
who
ready.
wants to go first? How about we go with Eric?
All right.
How many points did you wager?
I had 11 points. I wagered all 11.
You had 12, actually.
I had 12. I wagered all 12.
Okay.
Oh, you psycho.
You can.
And did you
clearly
go
see.
higher or
Nope,
lower?
Wrong camera. Wrong
Wait,
camera.
Wrong camera.
I
There
did
it
the
is. There it
same
is.
thing.
Lower. Lower.
All right, let's move to Corey.
I said I wagered focus camera. Focus. I don't know if it'll do it. I don't know if you can see it. It's gonna be too dark. Nope, it's not gonna work. I wagered 8 and it's higher.
8 and it's higher.
Mhm.
Charles, how many points did you wager?
Okay. Unsurprisingly, I wagered 9, and I would just like to point out that no one else put their answer in the form of a question. I shouldn't have to eat this gum, but what is higher?
Okay. Wes,
I wagered all 11 and I also said higher.
Okay.
My God.
My God.
Did everyone go
Okay.
higher except me?
Yes.
Wait,
Corey,
so time out.
how
I
many
think
points-
the only way that I wouldn't lose is if Eric is wrong.
Yeah, if it's higher, then I lose.
Okay. So Corey, how many points did you wager? 5?
8.
Oh, you did 8? Okay. Okay.
No, this is
The
bad.
the official price for this comic is straight up even $3,000.
Yes!
Eric,
Yes!
you win with 24 points. Corey, deducted, you have 5 points.
Oh my God.
Charles and Wes tied with 0.
Okay.
They both
Okay.
got eat the
Sounds
gum.
about right. That sounds about right.
Go for the glory, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God!
All right, now I have to see the cover. What number is this again?
This is Vader Down number 1.
Okay.
And that's it for the Living Force. We'll see everybody next week.
Tune into the Aftermath show to watch us eat this gum.
And then this is the Chip Zdarsky cover.
All right.
Oh my God!
Chip.
All right, you guys got to eat this gum live
Chips
because
Zdarsky.
I know
Right.
I am gonna open these as well though because I just want to see what the gum looks
Is this
like.
the
in my
black? You
pack.
said the black
I
and white
know what
one?
the gum looks like without
Black and white
opening.
cover.
Yeah. What a great cover.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
I don't have to open this to know.
All right,
What's
so we
inside?
need to open up the packs of gum now because there's cards inside too, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
how long have you been
Cards and a
how long have you
sticker.
been collecting these cards, Matt?
Day 1.
Really?
Oh God, I can smell it from feet
Oh.
away.
My dog just ran over here, y'all. This is a bad sign.
Is that a treat
Oh my
inside?
God.
Do you have a treat?
Mine looks like it's like got straight up brown
Yeah.
stuff on the side of it. Like,
Well, joke's on you. I got multiple pieces of gum because it's all broken.
oh, it smells like
God,
a comic book from the
Is yours
1970s.
actually in one piece, Eric?
No,
Is
mine's
yours
in two.
actually in one piece?
Mine's in 2.
Mine is
I
in.
could
Oh my
pour mine
God.
out on my keyboard right now.
Oh, we need the keyboard vacuum to get that up.
Oh
There you
my
go.
God!
It smells so
wow.
bad.
Well,
I'm
let's
glad I'm
see-
not eating this. This is
Look at
terrible.
these. Look
There's a
at
brown
these.
tinge on the end there.
I hope you don't have to do a drug
Wife
test
Christy
tomorrow.
called it mold.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah, I
think
remember when she said that. It's not
Yeah.
mold, and then you
It's
put it
okay.
right in your mouth. You like didn't
How
even
can-
think about it
I'm
twice.
pretty
can
sure
straight
they
up
stopped
sugar
putting
get mold.
arsenic in chewing gum in the 60s.
it's well preserved.
Charles, would you like to toast?
Hope you don't, hope you don't have to take a drug test tomorrow,
Yeah,
Charles.
to-
Because God knows what's in this stuff.
To having Matt Davenport on the show, I cannot wait to have you back.
Yeah.
Just wait till next time.
Charles
This
eats.
feels like
Charles
Fear
drinks
Factor.
an entire glass of motor oil.
All right, I have a pinch full of this, which I'm
Put
ready
it between
for.
your cheek and gum.
It's smooth going down.
Shall we?
Amazing.
All right.
Go.
Eat the gum. Eat the gum.
Gum.
Eat the gum.
In my mouth.
Yeah.
My mouth.
Mhm.
I'm chewing it.
Oh,
Initial
it
thoughts?
tastes like a Flintstones vitamin.
I'm
From
chewing it.
1983.
There's nothing
Oh, yeah, it
chewy
is.
about it.
Yeah, it's technically not gum anymore.
Nope.
Yep.
Look at that.
Wow.
It is a chemical compound nobody's ever discovered.
I think,
Oh, yeah.
Marvelous.
I think it tastes a lot like what this wrapping of the cards would taste like.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean,
Hard
that's what it
card tastes
smells
better.
like. It smells
Yeah.
like straight
It
up.
tastes. It
A
tastes
wax
like
pack would taste better, yeah.
Like you ever,
like
you ever
the
found like
boxes
a,
my Amazon packages come in.
you ever found like like an old box like in your house? Just thinking, hey, I wonder what's in this
Yep.
box, and it's like 20 years old. That's what this
What's in the
what it
box?
smells like. All right.
Well,
no,
I'll tell you
definitely.
what. That pain that Wes and Charles are enduring for us right now leads us perfectly into a couple segues for the end of the show.
Wait,
Everyone,
what's
we have
your
an
favorite
announcement
card
today.
that you got?
oh yeah.
Oh wait, my favorite
Did you
card
look
that I
through 'em?
got.
You
Got a
lot of-
sticker
Can you look
too.
through 'em?
These are cool. So they're basically just like scenes from the movies, but they're like
And then there's some creature.
they're like really they look like pictures of the original like
My
before
sticker.
obviously before it was
Film print.
remastered and stuff. Like the pictures are
Baby
all like
Ewok.
kinda faded and
Yeah.
Baby Ewok.
these are neat.
Oh wow, I got a pretty good one here.
Yeah. Oh, I got Luke Skywalker arrives. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, I got a
Love
Lendo
that.
sticker. Did you guys get a sticker? I got a sticker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got stickers.
That was
has
my
a
baby
sticker?
Ewok. This is my
Yeah,
favorite
I
one,
got a 3PO
card that I
sticker.
got.
Let's see it.
Han
Han
for
Solo
dinner.
will be dinner.
Oh, I also have that one. We don't
Nice.
need to trade. I got one that says Darth Vader is down.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Vader down.
This one's pretty
Vader
sick
down.
too. This,
How
this one
fitting.
says the confrontation. Like I don't know if you can.
Oh,
my
cool.
focus is gonna be all out of whack because I'm using the DSLR. But like it's the Emperor like shooting Luke with with lightning. Excellent.
Nice.
Nice.
That is very
These
cool.
are so cool. How many of these do you have, Matt?
These are pretty cool.
I actually, when Return of the Jedi came out, I bought multiple. I mean, I don't know if I had a paper route, I was able to buy more of them, but I have tons and tons of those. I think I have 2 complete sets.
Wow,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
that's crazy.
These are awesome.
Thank you very much, Matt. That's a,
Yeah,
that's a
that
was-
great surprise.
That was a fun game, and
for sure.
I'm stoked to actually have some of these. I've played the like card trader app for a
Yeah.
while, and so I have
Right.
digital ones, but this is so nice to actually hold some.
Have physical
Yeah.
ones. And you can put all the stickers on your trapper keepers.
That's right.
Hey, that's good.
or on
Need a
the
place to
lid
keep
of
my
my
trappers.
coffin after eating that gum.
That's right.
or in your
Could
or
we
in
get
your-
some vitals on both Charles and Wes?
Oh man, you know like the.
all right.
Charles, I would totally put these stickers on your coffin, buddy,
That's right.
because I care about you as a friend.
I mean, I
put it
would,
in your
I
back
would,
tire.
but you know, as we just had from this conversation, I mean, there's some value associated with him. So
Ah,
I
there
don't
it
know.
is.
I don't know, Charles.
Not my favorite one. Not my favorite.
Not
Is anyone else
half-eaten
dizzy? Is it really hot?
The lights are so bright.
Oh my gosh, fantastic, Matt! Thanks a ton, man. These are awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
These are awesome. And now, everyone, we got to see Charles and Wes, as I said earlier, go through some hard times. Thanks to all of you lovely patrons.
Well, the hard
we
times are
thrilled-
coming.
That's true. I am thrilled to announce to everyone we have reached our $400 a month milestone for Patreon.
Yay!
Corey, what was our milestone goal?
Milestone goal is to force Corey to
Eat gum.
get together with a bunch of private patrons and read some bits of the atrocious yet somewhat lovable I, Jedi novel. Which I guess it's not.
When
a
you say some
novelization.
bits, do you mean cover to cover?
No.
I'm talking the
That's
whole.
what
No,
I
I don't think that's
Quote,
gonna happen.
everyone, patrons will decide which sections and paragraphs Corey will read during this 1-hour event, and the audio will be published on the Patreon feed.
That is.
Nice.
That is
Yes.
correct.
So-
And yes, I am 100% going to get very intoxicated when I read this because there's
Phenomenal.
no other way to do it. We should make a drinking game out of it somehow. We should find a way to do that. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
I don't
Well-
know.
Say Corin.
Yes, that's right. I don't know.
Details of that will be coming forward very soon.
Also, don't. Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna do it, how we're gonna do it. We literally crossed the milestone a couple hours ago, so
Yep.
we're finally
So thank
there. Yeah, I am actually pretty excited about this. This is, for one, it's a really big deal to have reached this milestone, and we certainly would.
It's astonishing.
It is
It's
like we
astonishing.
certainly would not be here without the support of our patrons. I mean,
Yeah.
we've put money into equipment, we've put money into our feed, like we really dump all the stuff back into making this a fun experience, for everybody. So like it feels both like a huge honor to do this. So yeah, I joke, I don't want to do it. I'm super happy that we're here and decided to do this because I know the patrons have been asking for it for a while. So it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. We just got to figure out when we're gonna do it. Someday
Yeah.
when I don't have to go to work the next day. How about that?
Yes, exactly. So stay tuned for that.
so wasted.
So thrilled. Thank you all so much. But before that happens, also look at our next Patreon goal. If we hit $500 a month, we will unlock the Phantom Menace film commentary, where we will get together, watch the Phantom Menace as hosts, and literally do commentary over the whole thing, and then release that as a track you can play anytime you want
Yeah.
while you're watching the movie. So
That'll be
that's
fun.
next. But Corey, before we get out of here, tell everyone what's coming up this Friday.
Yep, this Friday is our quarterly night at the opera, and we are pushing the limit of how fun we can make this be because we have created a virtual office in a really neat piece of software called GatherTown. You can check it out online, GatherTown. Basically, if you have a webcam, you can come hang out. You can go to the Utini virtual office, and we're going to have a Jose today. You guys are going to be blown away with this. This is incredible. Yeah, you guys have seen that scene in SpongeBob, right? Where SpongeBob draws like the whole crazy face and then like he erases it all to get a perfect circle. That's basically what Jose did to design an opera house for Utini. Is he use his architect software to design a full opera house like room, and then just moved the camera to the top down and took a picture of it. And so it's like,
Oh, cool.
he went really above and beyond to create us this really cool branded opera house. It looks really neat. And we're going to get together, and I'm going to broadcast the Mandalorian from my camera in this private event. So if you're a $10 up patron, come hang out with us. It's going to be this Friday, 7:30. And if you're interested in joining us, I mean, you could kind of look at it as like a $10 ticket, right? So if you've never been on board to be a patron, it's not too late to do that. You're more than welcome to jump on. You know, pay for a month, jump off. You know, when you pay for a month, you get access to all the old stuff anyway. So, you know, you could jump on and kind of see what the Patreon community is kind of all about. You can look back at our old feed, maybe check out some of our old bounty hunt stuff. So if you guys have any questions about that, hit us up in Discord or something like that, and we'll make sure everybody can get together. I'm also going to try to film a little like troubleshooting guide for you guys, like on Twitch and or on Patreon and stuff too. So it's super easy just to get in there, and it's really easy. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. And we'll also have, for everyone listening to on Friday or Thursday, we'll have an email coming out as well that we'll send out. It'll be super simple and it'll be super fun, because also if you're not able to hang out with us on the Monday live shows, it'll be a time for you to hang out with other patrons and other people when watch them together. We're gonna have so much fun. So this Friday, Mandalorian Night of the Opera. Can't wait.
7:38. What time was it? I said 7:30. Actually,
8 o'clock
I think it's 8.
Eastern time.
Yes,
Eight
I said
o'clock
7:30.
Eastern
It's
time.
8 Eastern time, and
Yes.
we'll probably like hang out and kind of shoot the shit for a little bit before we like absolutely dive in. So you got plenty of time, and we're gonna watch
It'll be
what
phenomenal.
did we decide? Like 3 or 4 episodes, I think, of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, probably at least like the last 2 of the first season to get that 2-parter, and then the pilot again, which we'll all have watched at least twice by then.
Yeah, that'll be
At
exciting.
least.
Yes. But of course, before that, on Thursday night, Legends Look Back is going live, continuing their Thrawn deep dives, which have been phenomenal. Have had some really great conversations in the chat there as well on Thursdays, which has been really cool to watch. So be sure you check in there. And Saturday, after you wake up from your Night of the Opera Mandalorian haze, check out the Conjure Book Club. They are still going through Dark Disciple. Kenobi is up next. Okay, all right, and that's it for the Patreon stuff. I mean, Bounty Hunt is coming back. Lightspeed Skip is coming back. Charlie and I did a Ghost Crew that's coming out on Wednesday. We're still going through season 2. Absolutely loving it. And October 30th, Calf Faves, the new show from our lovely Heather and Meg, will be coming out to Patreon. And as Corey said, one last time, a really earnest just thank you from all of us. It is astonishing that you guys tune in every week and listen to these extra shows and participate in the Discord community and give us the money you earn during a worldwide plague to listen to us make Star Wars. It's amazing.
I just want to say that we really don't take it for granted. Like, I mean, Tim pointed out last week that we have I think this next week is kind of a odd week, but we have something new on Patreon coming out literally every single day. So like, it's a ton of content. So, we really try to make it worthwhile, because like, it just means so much to you guys want to come hang out with us kind of extra on top of all this other stuff. And like Eric said, you're willing to give us your hard-earned money to do that. So it's an honor to be here. We're excited to cross this milestone. Come hang out with us this Friday for some Mandalorian.
Absolutely. And on that note, my friends, that is going to do it for this week's episode of The Living Force. A special thank you to Matt Davenport for joining us.